Greetings and salutations, everyone, and welcome back to the Blanketfort studio. This is Episode 9. All right, ladies and gentlemen, today I want to talk about something really briefly. I'm going to try not to, keep you in one place for an extended period of time. A lot of people think that voiceover is super easy, that you can just walk into a booth and just do this and, record your voice, send off an audition, and boom, you're, making tons of money. That is not the case. All right, I'm here to tell you, I know that that's not what you want to hear, but that's not the case. All right. There are some basic skills you need. The first two obviously being the ability to read and the ability to speak. If you can do those two things, you can be a voiceover artist. It's true. But there's more to it than that. There are technical aspects to voiceover. There are artistic aspects of voiceover, and you have to learn how to combine the two. There's also a business aspect to voiceover, a promotional aspect, all kinds of things. And there's a lot of work involved in getting your career off the ground. I should know it wasn't easy. It was relatively easy for me, but I had training before I even walked into a booth for the first time. I already had some training because I had been in radio, back in the early 90s. Yeah, that's how old I am. Shh, don't tell anybody. All right. So let's talk about this. You need training, all right? There's no doubt about it. If you are brand new to voiceover and you have never read a commercial piece of commercial copy before in your entire life and you're walking into this cold, there are some things you need. Obviously, the first thing you need is the ability to speak and the ability to read. Next, from that is you need a good microphone. You need a way to record your voice, whether that be through a portable digital recorder like the Zoom H4n. You can see one of those, I think, in Episode 1 or 2 of the Blanketfort studio. And you also need a way to edit your voice. Software, whether it be Audacity, which is free, or Reaper, which is relatively cheap to get a license. It's about $60 for Reaper, or something more fancy, something even fancier than that, like Adobe Audition. All of those pieces of software are absolutely acceptable for what you need to do, and a computer, obviously, to edit that software on, or edit those audio files on. Beyond that, you need to know how to interpret copy. Reading isn't just enough. Voiceover is voice acting, okay? It's not just getting a piece of paper in front of you and reading off of the front page of the script that you've got. You've got to know how to interpret that. And there's no better way to learn acting than to study acting, okay? There are a lot of great resources out there, especially now with the COVID-19 pandemic. Online learning has taken, a leap. A lot of places are like, hey, we gotta offer online classes. Otherwise, we're not going to see anybody here. We're not going to get any classes. We're not going to get anybody to show up for classes because it's just not safe. So when I started voiceover, I made sure that I took classes. You can take voiceover classes on udemy.com. There are multiple voiceover actors over there. One that comes to my mind right off the top of my head is Peter Baker. You could go to Booth Junkie on YouTube, Mike Delgaudio. That man has video after video after video of explanatory tutorials that are just amazing, and he can walk you through it. If you'd like me to do some of those tutorials or some types of tutorials like that, please feel free to put in the comments, hey, Chris, I'd like to see you do a tutorial on editing or editing a file after you've done an audition. Or, hey, Chris, I'd like to be able to learn how to use Audition this way. Or, hey, Chris, what's the best way that I can build a studio at home for the lowest budget possible? I can tell you all of those things because I've done them, okay? And I'll be more than happy to do videos like that. Just let me know. Send me a comment or, message me or something and just say, hey, Chris, I would love to do this and I would love to do that. Please, do a tutorial on this, I can't just do gear reviews because gear reviews get expensive, guys. And unless you got people sending you stuff for free, which I do not, as I have said before, I can only do gear reviews when I buy gear. And right now I'm not buying any gear because I don't need it. I've got all the gear that I could possibly want, and I got it all in the last year. So, and I found that, different pieces of gear tend to mess up my groove, if you get my meaning. Guys, I am a working voiceover artist. And I am more than willing to teach you some of my secrets. So if you want to learn from me, I'll be glad to teach you. But you can also learn from Peter Baker on Udemy or Mike Delgadio. Another great resource is your local theater companies. When I first started, I went to the Denver Center for the Performing Arts, and I took voiceover classes from voiceover artists there. I took classes with Martha Harmon Pardee and Mara Trevathan at the Denver Center for the Performing Arts. Great teachers, taught me a lot, and I credit them with a lot of my success. Another good resource right now is the Acting Studio Chicago. They've got classes available for voiceover artists as well, beginning level and intermediate. And if you haven't taken any acting classes, if you want to learn how to be a better voiceover artist, take acting classes, take improv. Education is key. You don't get brain surgery. You're not going to have cancer surgery done by a mechanic. Nor do you want your ears, nose, and throat doctor working on your transmission. Education is key. If you want to know how to do something, you've got to be trained in it. There's no substitute for education. You're not just going to walk into a booth unless you've had training already and know what you're doing. It's just that simple. Education is key. I tell people this all the time. They come to me for advice and I tell them, take classes, take classes, take classes, and take classes. And that will help you prepare to become a professional voiceover artist, that you will make money once you learned what you're supposed to be doing. If you're not getting education, if you're not getting any kind of education, if you think you're just going to walk into your booth and make the world's greatest recording, you're wrong. And I hate to be like that, but it's the truth. I record in this booth. I have recorded commercials for major corporations across this country and abroad. I have done a lot of work in this very booth. Now, I know that there are a lot of gearhead critics going, well, I hear this in your booth and I hear that. Well, I'm going to tell you right now, the professional engineers that I work with don't. So, when you get yourself a nice, quiet, treated space and you're able to record something without a lot of background noise, and you know how to treat that space to keep that background noise out, you're going to be able to make the kind of recordings you want. But first, you need an education. If you would like to learn from me, if you would like me to start doing tutorials on how to do script interpretation or how to edit your audio files in Audition or Audacity or in Reaper, let me know. I'm more than happy to do them. There are plenty of tutorials out there already. And that's the reason I haven't done a lot of them. But I will do them if that's what you guys want. Because I want you to be successful at voiceover. I want you to join me in the ranks of, people making a decent living off of doing this. Because this is enjoyable. It's so much fun. And if you can make a living at doing something you like, it's worth it. It's worth educating yourself as to how to do it. So, I'm going to leave it open to you guys. I mean, I can do gear reviews all day, but they're expensive. They're expensive to do, and nobody's sending me anything. So, until people start sending me gear, I'm not going to do them very much. I'll do them when I get a new piece of gear. But if you want to learn how to do voiceover, if you want to learn how to do voiceover successfully, I can teach you that too. So let me know. Drop some notes in the comments. I'll be more than happy to do some tutorials for you guys. But education is key. And if you want me to help educate you, I'm more than willing to do it. All right. So that's it for today's Blanketfort Studio. That's me getting on my soapbox about how important education in voiceover is. And there are so many things that you need to learn before you can walk into that booth confidently and walk out with a piece of copy that somebody's going to pay you $400, $1,000, $2,000 to record. Like I said, if you have anything you'd like to see me do, put it in the comments. I will leave you some links to some educational materials in the comments. And that's it. All right. So that's it for the Blanketfort Studio for now. I hope to see you a lot sooner than I have been. Been a little busy, but hopefully we'll see each other soon. Good luck and take care.